So it has been 24 hours since Meta, the parent company to Facebook and Instagram, launched its answer to Twitter called Threads, and it quickly amassed 30 million users in like 16 hours, surpassing ChatGPT as the fastest downloaded app ever. So what is Threads? Who's on it? Who's not on it? Will it last beyond its initial fury and fervor and excitement? I don't know. Let's talk about it. Hi, this is JJ Gat. So it's been a couple of weeks, I know, since I launched a video on this channel, but I'm back and I'm continuing with my summer series when I talk about whatever I want to talk about. So today we're talking about Threads. If you have not been under a rock the last 48 hours, you might have joined Threads, which is a standalone app. You can join it and create a brand new account, or you can easily link your existing Instagram account to it and then follow all the people you already follow on Instagram, which means that the people who follow you, when they join, they can also choose to follow you as well, which means that some people are on there from day one, have thousands and thousands of followers, which is the first perk of Threads, is that you don't have to start from scratch. You can automatically have a presence on there and a following on there, ported over from Instagram, which is different from a lot of the other newer startup apps like Mastodon, Blue Sky, Spill, Clubhouse in its early days, Pinterest when it first launched. They were invite only because the founders usually had limited resources, and technology-wise, they needed to scale smart to make sure their app was stable and can accommodate fast growth. But with the backing of Meta behind it, Threads didn't have that problem. So first perk, everyone can start off on the first day one, which is great. So if you click your profile on Instagram, it's going to show you the number of the followers than you are on the app. So that's the first perk. The second perk of the app is the fact that we're all on the level playing field, even though there are people who come on the app with existing following count, which is fine. For the most part, no one knows anything about it. If someone tells you they know how to crack the algorithm or they know the best practices, they're lying to you because it's only been day one, day two. We don't know yet what's going on. So we don't even know. We don't even know if there's an algorithm. I do know, and I have seen people try to game engagement, but we don't even know if there's an algorithm, which is the third perk. Unlike other apps or maybe Instagram in its form right now, where an algorithm decides who you follow, who follows you, who sees your feed. Right now, it's fair game. I have seen people's accounts and threads from folks who I followed early on Instagram that I haven't seen for years. I'm sure similar to me, people who followed me a long time ago is finally seeing my threads and seeing my voice again. So the third perk is that it gives you an opportunity under Threads to reinvent yourself or to reintroduce yourself to people who might have been following you or people who just brand new. So that's wonderful. Like the fourth perk is that it's unfiltered, meaning that people are just coming as they are. Unlike platforms like Instagram and Shorts, Facebook, where you might need to optimize your content, you might need to look pretty to come on front of the camera, have nice lighting or audio, or do optimization of your content to decide which content to post when and where, all those thoughts. You don't have to. For the most part, it's text-based, even though there are integration that does accommodate photos and links. For the most part, it's just words. It's similar to TikTok. It's similar to TikTok, and then you just come unfiltered. It's similar to Twitter in that whatever pops up in your head, whatever you're thinking about at the moment, you can create a thread on it. So those are the perks I think of it so far, which makes it attractive, relatively seamless, easy to integrate. Now, let's talk about who's on it and who's not on it. So who's on it? They invited some celebrities and popular accounts, a little bit early access. They're on it. And anyone who has a brand, all the other social media accounts, I noticed that TikTok was on there. All those folks whose business involves being where there's trending, being where all the masses are, they're going to be on here naturally. But also, I think OG bloggers, people from Twitter who were once on Twitter but decided to leave because of the change in ownership, because of the change in voices, the elevation of certain types of voices that spread misinformation, maybe toxic, maybe from a certain political spectrum that someone's not comfortable with, or dominating that platform. All those people, those disgruntled ex-Twitter users, are now finding home in Threads. Who's not on Threads? I think Gen Z, the generation of people who communicate in 2-word sentences, and 17 of those words make up a conversation on text. The scroll really fast, want to be entertained really quickly generation may not want to be on the app where people are writing long thought hot takes on various different pop culture topics. So they may not join Threads right away. Not to say that they're not going to be on there, but I don't necessarily think this is the app for them. So that's just my opinion. Now, finally, will it last the test? Will it stand the test of time? Will it last beyond this initial interest and the novelty? I think there are a few factors that can determine that. One of them could be the ease of people to integrate. You know, if you think about apps like Google Plus, which is supposed to supplant or take over Facebook, when Facebook had an issue of allowing you to separate your different circles of friends or family, Google Plus was supposed to be the answer to that. But however, the reason why it didn't succeed is because people had already curated their friends list, large albums worth of their life on Facebook. So it's hard to bring them over to a brand new platform. If you think about when Green Room and Twitter Spaces tried to take over Clubhouse and take some of its users, similar thing. People already established their brand, established themselves on that app. So it made it difficult to start over for the most part. And so Threads kind of solves that problem in that it lets you just port over your following from Instagram onto Threads. So that's one hurdle that it overcomes. The second thing I think that would make Threads actually stand the test of time, if news happens. You think about Twitter was and still is for the most part that place where news breaks, where you find information. I remember when there would be a news story, before I would turn on the radio, before I would turn on the TV or read a newspaper article, I knew I could find people on Twitter talking about it. I could find like up to date information being constantly, the news cycle was like 24 hours on Twitter. And if Threads becomes that place where news organizations, celebrities, and people with influential decides to break news on Threads, I think it has the potential to being a place where people can go to get news information really, really fast and actually replace Twitter. Now, the third and final thing, I think it remains unfiltered. It remains sort of like uncontrolled. When the algorithms control who sees your content, who doesn't see your content, that's when gamification happens. That's when people start to believe like we need to have certain trending audio, trending sounds, or, you know, where it seems like a few people can become popular really fast and everyone feels like in order to get pushed or promoted or get seen, they have to follow this one trending sound or trending audio, trending thought. And then we become sort of the same thing as the other apps. If they continue to be like it is now, where you can be found by anyone, there's a lot of engagement. I found a lot of large creators are saying they're seeing engagement levels over the roof. It's because of that. The algorithm is not there to control who sees you. So everyone's seeing you. So everyone gets a chance to engage. I can see you now. So I think so long as it continues to be like that and not switch to the algorithm format where the controls and it be unfiltered, I think it has a lot of potentials for people to continue to be there, for it to be a refreshing place to go to just spout off or just talk about whatever without fear of being canceled. Anyway, so those are my hot takes on it. You're going to see lots of hot takes, a lot of different people suggesting, and I haven't seen a lot of women on YouTube so far give their input. So this is input from a female voice, similar, not dissimilar from what the guys are saying, but anyway. So if you like this, I like to invite you to subscribe. Actually, follow me on Threads. I'm not one of those folks that have a lot of following on there yet. I think it's like 300 or so. So follow me on Threads. I'll continue to post videos, content, hot takes, my thoughts, whatever on social media branding. And follow. Also, you can check out my summer series. I think this is like the second video in the summer series, or just narration or whatever. So you can check it out right here.